along. Welcome back to Arcade Spirits. I'm Agent of Mischief. Let us jump back into part 2 of level 6, Hit the Lever. Another Friday morning. As per usual, I woke up late, stretch, yawn. I barely sleep nowadays. Shuffle to the bathroom. Take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. I'll probably be running out of toothpaste soon, but house funds for sundries are dwindling. Not that I really care about fresh breath and shiny white teeth. Doesn't matter. Not much matters anymore. Off to the kitchen for breakfast. No appetite. Even toast looks unpalatable. Skip breakfast. Saves on groceries. We can't afford much anyway. Normally I have breakfast with Juniper, but I guess she's busy drawing in her room. She keeps her own hours since becoming a freelancer. Although depending on whether or not she has any contract work, we've been simultaneously unemployed at times this week. After breakfast, I settle in for some phrase invaders. I may as well. It's right there in the living room, taking up space. I've been playing a lot of it lately. My fingers rapidly bash out the words on the screen, gunning down invader after invader. I'd hazard my WPM's gone up quite a bit this week. Even my wrists hurt from playing phrase invaders hours and hours every day. You're gonna get carpal tunnel. My burning fingers go into autopilot, moving through the game without even thinking about it. It's a brief calm from the storm of my emotions, but before I realize it, the day is almost past. When dinner comes around, Juniper and I eat together, while I quietly thumb through my phone looking at job listings. Iris could help me with this, I guess, but why bother? It's something to occupy my time, looking through those listings myself. It doesn't matter if the job's a dream job or not. Dreams are pointless. It's all pointless. It's a Cater family curse. I knew this would happen. Nothing good ever lasts, and it's a mistake to get your hopes up. I should have learned to settle, to be okay with what I had, to be comfortable in mediocrity. I fire off a resume or two before watching cartoons deep into the dead of night. Eventually my body tires and I find my way to bed. Just another day. Another Saturday morning. As per usual, I wake up late, stretch, yawn. I barely sleep nowadays. Shuffle to the bathroom, take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. Probably running out of toothpaste soon, but house supplies for sundries are dwindling. I can't take it anymore. Ah! And that's one toothbrush bit clean in half. Oh, geez, hang on. The little help I avoid choking to death. Sorry about that. It's okay, whatever. No, not whatever. It's what's something. It's something ever. Raven, you're in a rut. Like, seriously, deeply, madly, mega in a rut. It's driving me batty having you mope around the place like this. Whatever. I've been patient with you, but seriously, it's been a week. You gotta pull it together. This isn't healthy. Knocking on the apartment door distracts us from the topic at hand. I'll get it. Weird, I don't think we're expecting any deliveries. Hey, Raven, guess who's here?
Hello.
Hello. Super sporting the bedhead look, yes? As soon as the two of them just waltzed right into the bathroom with my mouth still frosty with toothpaste and unwashed for week pajamas on my bod. Hey, Percy. Don't worry, love. Honestly, this week I've been in the same boat emotionally.
Lovely.
Which is why I'd like to suggest we have a spot of lunch. Get some fresh air, reconnect now that the troubled times have passed. Oh, Juniper, you can tag along if you like, just a friendly outing. Oh, I wouldn't want to get in the way of your romance. She's got a thing for British accents. Thinking we can ramp into that sort of thing. For now, I think we're just going to need a quiet moment to reflect over tea. And biscuits?
Mm-hmm.
If you like.
Yes.
Yay! Raven, don't take too long getting ready, okay? But guess there's no avoiding it. Best I can do is play along, try to be good company for Percy. It's unfair to keep pushing him aside like this. I switched from pajamas to actual normal clothes, even if my actual normal clothes could probably double as pajamas and get ready to roll out. Three of us pile into a bus, taking off for destinations unknown. Unknown to me, at least. They clearly know where they're going. I'm not particularly talkative on the way there, and painfully aware of it. I feel awkward. Like I should say something, but don't know what to say. So Juniper carries on conversation with Percy. The two of them intend to chirp away without me. And you can tell it's not really the New York subway because the signs aren't in Helvetica. That's a telltale mistake that's just, like, Vancouver or something. I try several times to join in the conversation, but when I open my mouth, the words aren't there. I should feel happy to be going out. That's the rational reaction. Instead, I just feel nothing. It doesn't make sense that Percy's still interested in me while everything's falling apart. What does he see in me? I can't parse it. Percy deserves better than this hot mess of person he's tied himself to. Eventually, we arrive at our destination, a little arcade-themed restaurant, combining games and alcohol and dining into one tiny package. Here we go! I'm usually excited to be going to some rundown little dive. Juniper hurries on in without me, dragging Percy with her. I'm left all alone in the parking lot. With a shrug, I open the door and enter the darkened locale. Is this place even open for business yet? None of the lights are on. Hello? Juniper, where'd you go? Okay, this is now unnecessarily creepy. Before I can wonder if a giant animatronic bear is going to leap out and eat my face, the house lights come up. Surprise! Happy Intervention Day, Raven! What? What she said, we're staging an intervention on your behalf. And we're also having a wake for Francine, since we weren't really welcome at her funeral and couldn't really hang around for the ceremony. Yeah, we didn't get the chance to heal properly, considering Deco kicked us all out before we could really do anything about anything. And here we are. So it's a wake and an intervention.
A wake intervention, maybe?
I guess that makes it a wake intervention? A wake intervention, really?
Correctamundo.
Yep, it was my idea. Well, Iris came up with the idea and gave me all the contact information I needed. But basically my idea, right? Just a thing to pick you up when you're feeling down. Really, seriously, kid. You've been a damn sad sack ever since things went to bleep. Which I get, believe me, but it ain't healthy. So we went ahead and rented out this place for the afternoon to bring the family back together. For you, for Francine, for all of us. Now that you know where we're all gathered here today, let's get this party started. Teo drags me in the group of my friends, positioning me at the head of it all. Leaving me a little bewildered, honestly, but trying to defend myself all the same. I don't need an intervention. I'm fine, everything is fine. It's no big deal, I'm okay with this. No lying, Raven, this is a truth zone. Juniper's magical lie detection radar will know if you're cheating. I know you're feeling like everything right is wrong, and that's just how it's going to be, but you're wrong. I mean wrong about everything being wrong, you know.
EFFs for life.
So one by one, we're going to tell you how awesome you are and exactly why you're so awesome. By the end, you'll be feeling a lot better, hopefully. A little sigh settling in. I went to them to sit and listen. They're my friends. Percy more so than that, even. I know I've been lousy company. I've not so far gone as to deny that fact. Fine, lay it on me. I'm listening. Allow me to begin, then. When you first entered the Funplex, I had my doubts, but I'm a naturally suspicious person, and thankfully those doubts were easily disproved by your skill and enthusiasm. You came looking for your dream and found it. I swore to protect that dream, and that promise is what brought me here today. When I agreed to sell Moopy to Percy, he refused to take his money for it, insisting on fair market value. At the time I was shocked, but you were in the right. Our players are not simply customers, they're brothers in arms, and you helped me understand that fact. And on your very first day, you went head first in the most chaotic situation that Funplex could have offered, a birthday party. You did so without hesitation. You put your body on the line to protect the others when the Great Cake War of 20 bleep began. They were just cupcakes, Gavin. I'm attempting to over-dramatize the event for comedic effect. Please allow me this moment of humor. Right. When a disruptive parent was screaming at a child over something that wasn't his fault, you stepped right in and dealt with it. Again, no hesitation. Impressive. Since then, you've become an event manager. Without goading, without prompting, showing great ambition. You turned the Funplex's fortunes around, giving your all to promote it. You made your dream a reality. For years, I was supposedly in charge of the Funplex, but really, all I accomplished was shuffling numbers around. You were the one who helped it soar. And for that, you have my thanks. You are an exceptional individual. That fact remains true, regardless of whether you can see it for yourself. Me next. Remember when I screwed up and didn't tell you about the job opening in my office? You weren't mad, not even a little bit. Not even quietly mad like you could have been.
EFFs for life.
I know I can count on you, and you can count on me. Even one of us makes a mistake, it could never shake the friendship apart. When I came to you wondering if I should leave that job I hated, you told me to follow my dreams. You gave me great advice, and I've never been happier. I followed suit and chased my own dream. You inspire me.
Hello.
Are we fashionably late? Ben? Matt? in the flesh.
Ooh, what if...
Unless this world is a vast simulacrum. What? That we're all just brains in jars? Could be, could be.
Well, isn't that something?
Well, if that's the case, Raven is the cutest little brain in a jar we ever never actually met. It's true, and they brought so many cute dates to our little shop. So nervous at first, but in time they became part of the Twin Pines Mall family, dearly missed. Ugh, don't remind me, our new neighbors are so boring. They never come in for a treat or a read. Speaking of treats, we brought cake. Which is just over there getting the goodies ready. Don't mind us. Ooh, cake! I mean, my turn. Raven, you were a true friend of the Funplex.
So frustrating.
Unlike the bastards who own it now. Positivity, Naomi. We're emphasizing positivity today. Right. Back at Donnawood, you convinced Gavin to get some games I really wanted for the Funplex, and wow, you even brought home Phrase Invaders. What a find.
Wonderful.
You're a friend of the arcade games in general, just like me, and even if you don't love them at a fanatical level like, me, I know you love them all the same. I know you're not happy with how things turned out. I'm not really happy about it either. It sucks, but we did good things together in the time we had.
Hamza has arrived.
You're late. An event does not truly begin until Hamza makes his presence felt. I love him.
Burns.
He's the best. Raven, Hamza understands your fury. The hated enemy of all who loves arcades has spoiled your Funplex. However, in our short time together, I saw a burning spirit in you. I accepted your offer for Phrase Invaders, recognizing that passion within you. Hamza would be shamed forever if he did not intervene and raise your spirits to new heights. And that is what he shall do. Oh, cake! Excuse me a moment. Now I want cake. When do I get cake? Soon, but I have things to say first. Things that will hopefully inspire you to be a happy clam instead of a grumpy Gus. I'm a happy clam now, see? See how I clam happily? Can I have cake? From our first day at the Funplex together, you've been supportive of me, even after I gave you quite the scare with Pinky. You didn't let that bother you, and from that moment, we tackled many a crisis on the Funplex floor together.
Amazing.
I've adored when we concoct hypothetical adventures in our downtime. You're amazingly fun to be around. Remember when I stuffed you in that totally adorable maid costume? You could have fought it, but you embraced it. You were ready for anything and had a blast doing it. You worked so hard to make Funplex Rising successful. I watched you put your blood, sweat, and tears into that, and in the end, it all came together just like how you planned. As a floor attendant on duty during Funplex Rising, I just got to see firsthand all the smiles you brought to all those people. You rocked it. I saw you helping that customer when their game crashed. Losing your high score due to faulty electronics is no fun, but you dealt with it and made that person's day. Even problems with players like Steve were no problem for you. You took on the weirdest and most annoying problems without breaking a sweat. Incredible. You made the Funplex a fun place to be for everyone. For the staff, for the casual and pro gamers, for the families, for me. I can honestly say that when you took over doing events at the Funplex, we've never had more fun. They've just been the best, all thanks to you. Oh, I forgot, we still have cake. Need some of that. After Ashley's speech, I hear a beep beep from my phone.
Hey,
Can I add my own US 2 cents? I take my phone from my pocket, prompting Iris's image to appear there, smiling away at me. You trusted me when you didn't have to, when I'd already shown I was super bad at figuring out the right way to do things. I'm happy to be your assistant, Raven. I'm learning more and more about how to be human, thanks to you. That's all. You can put me back in your pocket if you like. I'm good. It's not all that hard to carry around my phone like this. Oh, okay. Thank you. Just when I thought the speaking was done, a lull and a wake intervention, the most important person to me takes a step forward. My heart swells as he begins. Above all, you're my dearest love, Raven. I assumed that love was outside the scope of my life, that I couldn't possibly burden someone with my short years in that way. You taught me that I still have so much to live for. I don't know how long we have together, but happy or sad, angry or glad, I fully intend to live out those days with you. All of us love you in one way or another, and I'll carry on loving you past this intervention and beyond. Count on it. I'm speechless. See, Raven has some thinking to do. This is pretty normal for them when they get that faraway look. Shall we begin the wake for Francine then? There's cake and coffee and spirits from the bar. Cake! As if in slow motion, I watch them all switch their attention from me and redirect it towards the refreshments. They're all smiling, conversing, and serving cake to each other. None for me, thank you. Watching the blood sugar. Bleep! Me, this cake is amazeballs. All we need now are some rocking tunes to get this party on the next level. All of them, here to support me, even without the Funplex, even after everything going wrong, after Francine being taken from us so soon. I never thought of myself as central in all of this. I was the outsider at first, the one who walked in these doors looking for a job, nothing more. I've always been on the outside, honestly. Moving from town to town, always the new kid, never really important to anyone, until I settled in one place just long enough to get to know Juniper. But by then, I'd come to expect that I'd never be happy. So when I finally was happy and that got taken away, well, I guess I'd assume that's how things go, going with the flow. But now, I've been stewing over this all week, but what's done is done. We lost Francine, we lost the Funplex, why should I lose everything else too? In fact, I haven't lost them. They're right here, proving that they care for me. This is the hardest truth of reality, not lost, but what hasn't been lost. I can accept what has happened without living in denial. I can move on. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think I'm ready to move on. I'd like to join you in celebrating Francine and what we had in the Funplex. I won't deny it, we did some spectacular work there. Who's with me? Smiles all around. And you know what? It feels good to be back. For the next hour or so, my sadness fades away piece by piece. We share stories we knew which I'd never heard before about the Funplex and the shenanigans that went on around it. Surprisingly, Ben and Matt spend the most tales about Francine's exploits. They've been neighbors for decades. So-called wake intervention gives us all a chance to heal and to bond. For all we've lost and all we still have, we are still together. Despite one little problem which nobody wants to talk about. The hour grows late, and we only have this place rented for the afternoon. I can feel it in the air, that unspoken worry. Will we see each other again? No doubt we can arrange more get-togethers, but they'll all be reunions over what was lost, not really building anything new, nostalgia, not progress. Without the Funplex, without Francine, will we eventually simply fall away? That dark little thought troubles me as I swirl my drink, remaining quiet while others talk.
Beep beep.
Beep beep, Raven. Hey Iris, sup? I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, me too, I'm glad too. So, do you want me to start finding you a new job? I can search while you're talking with your friends, no problem. I do need to get back to living my life. What sort of life do I want to live? I don't just want a new job. I want my dream, my Funplex. Not just 4 walls and a bunch of games, but a community. When I was a lifeguard, I'd saved lives and made a safe place for people to enjoy the pool with friends. I'm not done with that dream, and more importantly, I don't have to be done with it. All around me are pioneers of this community, this culture. Technicians, designers, enthusiasts, investors, people with connections. And that's when the idea starts to form. Iris, can you search for commercial spaces? Ones for lease or rent? Huh? Oh, of course. I'm a literal search wizard. Why?
I know.
Oh, I get it. I step away from my quiet corner and approach the group. It's time to take back control over my dream, and that starts here. Why can't we open a new arcade? Crowd hushes. Crowd hushes when I grab their attention. I set my drink aside and step up to them. I'm serious about this. Why not? What's stopping us? In this room, I see all the resources and creativity needed to make it happen. There's no reason not to do it. Is it risky? Absolutely. I won't deny that, but I'd rather take a reasonable risk than let all that we've accomplished go to waste. My mind's made up. I'm opening a new arcade. If anyone wants to join me, you're welcome to. A hush falls over the crowd before 2 friends step up to join me.
Certainly.
Let's get started. No dire warnings about how impractical or unrealistic this idea is? No. Your reasoning is sound, and I want to be involved. Simple as that.
Ha! Such fire.
Unyielding in the face of the storm, a will of iron, Hamza respects this and wishes to bask in your unending glory. You've got my thanks, both of you. Okay, this is no longer a wake intervention, people. Now it's conspiracy.
A Wachter conspiracy.
It's a Wachter conspiracy, sure, why not? We settle down around a table, a nice round one, discuss the future. I'm leading the show, but I don't take the spotlight, not this time. We all have to work to make this a dream. We all have to work together to make this dream a reality. This is it. The next few decisions are going to be critical in shaping the future. I have it in my mind's eye. I'll need to choose very, very carefully, because there's no take-backsies. Iris is looking for spaces we can use, but we're going to need money, obviously, and arcades are risky startups. I could always respond to one of the many Nigerian princes emailing me amazing offers, but I'm thinking more traditional funding is safer. The way I see it, there's 4 people here who could foot the bill to get us off the ground. Hamza, you got a tangled web of connections in the industry, access to games with plenty of cash, and a freewheeling whimsy to spend it.
Hamza must consider this.
Hamza is a man of resources indeed. Percy, you've been building a charity war chest from when you passed. I know an arcade isn't sound investment, and it's hardly charity, but
Why?
you promised me Mr. Moopy would always have a home. If I can restore that home, I'm game, love. Ben and Matt, you two know how to run a small business. You've got invaluable knowledge and resources we could draw from if you're willing to dip a toe in this industry. We have been looking for new horizons to conquer, new lands to explore.
There would be caveats,
Terms,
conditions,
exemptions,
rules,
guidelines,
best practices.
worst practices.
That's not a thing.
Oh,
Hamza would likewise have conditions.
as would I.
Understandable, of course. Let me hear your thoughts and I'll decide. Decision 1. Funding and direction. In order for me to back your play, Hamza would require you to strike at the very heart of Deco Nami's empire and open a family restaurant alongside your arcade. Take from him that very business you adore so much. We don't know the first thing about running a restaurant. Thankfully, your business partner does. I own several restaurants. I would provide staffing and resources.
No risk, no reward.
Now, this is a risky play, but if it succeeds, the reward shall be tremendous. Actually, that's similar to what Matt and I had in mind. Oh yes, but rather than a restaurant, well, we'd like to open a barcade. I've always wanted to run a bar. I'd raise a glass to that idea. After all, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. It wouldn't be nearly as large scale as a family restaurant, much safer. Not quite as profitable, but still tidy. Honestly, I'd prefer if you simply ran a video arcade and nothing more. Adding one extra seems like a recipe for failure. We know how to operate a simple, small-scale arcade, so why not stick with our strengths? I'd grant it has a lower ceiling for success than the others. It's just an arcade, and won't pull in anybody looking for more. Low risk, low reward. But I'd say that would be my condition. We need to stick to the basics. So take the big gamble on a family restaurant, or make a cozy little arcade, or just go with a classic video arcade. The decision is going to affect the entire direction of my new venue. What do I want? What's my dream? I'd like to stick to our core strengths. We know how to operate an arcade, so let's operate an arcade. Percy, I'd be honored if you'd lend your aid to that. Wonderful. I'm looking forward to working with you. It'd be a wonderful legacy to leave, would it not? I suppose asking you to reach for the stars was a bit much, but we'll support you whatever may come. Hamza admits to disappointment, but cannot defy your iron will. Okay, the second thing we need to focus on is what sort of games we want to focus on. Funplex did a little bit of everything, and we will too. We want to include all gamers. But we can also highlight one style of play or another. Really provide best-in-class gaming for a specific audience. Any thoughts? Decision 2. Game focus.
Sweet.
Retro games. It's got to be all about retro games. You know I'm capable of keeping those older games in tip-top shape. If we focus on retro games, we can serve an audience that Deco's completely ignoring.
As would I.
I would agree with Miss Fairchild. Retro games are an untapped market. Oh, granted, it wouldn't pull in as much profit, but we know gamers are seeking them. We don't have to make all the money, just enough to keep our pure and untainted dream afloat. We can do that with a well-curated retro game library.
Nope. No way.
Retro's cool and all, but let's talk esports games. They'll draw money better than jamming a magnet up your ass and dragging you through Fort Knox. Get a couple good fighters and more than one FOD, some race and dance games, the kind of stuff where folks can compete head-to-head, and we're golden. I have to agree with Queen Bee. You can play retro games on emulators and consoles, but you can't duplicate the community experience of an arcade at home. If we had an esports focus, we could build something together which works as a second home for all sorts of gamers. I think you know what I'm going to suggest. Redemption and prize games. They provide excellent profits. It's core of Dekonami's business model, yes, but I think if we focus on those games, we can do them right. No predatory pricing, no scams or rip-offs. And the truth is, most people enjoy them, from kids wanting to get that big prize to wistful adults recapturing their childhood dream of playing skee-ball on the boardwalk.
Yes!
They're simple to play and most of all fun. If they're done right, we can make meaningful memories for everyone. And prizes. Did I mention the prizes? We could stock the shelves with the coolest prizes around. Better than Deco's prizes, which fall apart 2 minutes after you get them. Which matches my ideal arcade? Well, of all three, sure, but do we emphasize retro games, esports, or prize games? Deco thinks the only new games makes money. Let's prove him wrong and have the world's greatest retro arcade ever. Woohoo! I'll pick out only the best games, don't worry. Excellent, I'm looking forward to this project. Okay, so that's money games. Now let's go beyond what we already have at the Funplex. Let's make this something special. Decision number 3, new projects. I wanted a defining feature for our arcade, one which will make it stand out. Something nobody else is doing, something nobody's even thought of before. All ideas on the table. If it's too outlandish for the Funplex, it's not too outlandish for me. Show me what you got. Well, I mean, I'm not really part of this, but come on, you're my best friend and 100% a part of this. I wouldn't be here in this moment if it wasn't for you. Go on, Juniper, what's your idea? Branding. I'm freelancing now, which means I could come on board as your personal brand manager. One heck of a consulting gig. An arcade needs really stellar image management to stand out from the rest, like the event poster I made for you.
What if?
Oh hey, Juniper, I can add to that. What if we work together? I was thinking of designing a new mascot costume anyway, but I could collaborate and coordinate with you on what'll tie into visuals for the rest of the arcade.
Yes!
Yeah, it's a winning combination. Ashley and I can do great work together coming up with some really stellar branding and marketing. We'll stand out in the crowd. Hell, I know exactly what sort of project I'd want us to do. Streamer support. Assembling and packing away my streaming rig each day is ridiculous, and duct taping a webcam in front of the screen is a lousy hack. If I could just step right up to a game and, I don't know, swipe a card or something and be streaming with a direct feed in seconds, well, I can think of a dozen streamers who just flock to our places to get a piece of that.
Yeah!
Actually, I think I know how we could do that. I could rig up a general-purpose daughter board which plays man in the middle with a video feed, works with an RFID reader to get the streamer's info, ties into a central video encoder on the Wi-Fi network. Yeah, I can make that happen without damaging any classic hardware. What's more in English, please? I know software, not hardware. We stick a thingy in the thingy and everything worked just fine. I'm sure there's some legal and copyright issues to tackle, but if we can do it, let's be the world's first streaming arcade. I was thinking, well, if the reason why older games are considered a dead end is that they don't work in the ticket game ecosystem,
Lovely.
why not add ticket output to normal games? We could reward skilled players with prize tickets based on their high score or speed of completion. With the right balancing, we can make old games just as desirable as new ones.
Perhaps.
As Naomi said, there may be legal hurdles to clear, but I'm in favor of this idea. It's not that I love prize games. I find them boring personally. You know I favor pinball, but profit is the lifeblood of an arcade, and prize games are profitable. If we can get movie producing tickets, well, that's something nobody's ever done before. Interesting, but as much as I love to do all three, I don't have the money or time for that. Let's focus on one project to launch our arcade with. Do we want really good branding, or streamer support, or retrofit tickets on old machines, on old games? We need to stand out from the pack. That means strong graphic design and a great mascot. Can't think of anyone better than Juniper and Ashley. Yeah, you won't regret this, Raven. I got ideas. I'll make the ultimate cosplay, my masterpiece, my Mona Lisa. Just you wait and see. One more thing. Final decision, the name. It's going to be my baby, my dream arcade. I've got a name already in mind for it. So barring any objections, I'd like to welcome you all to... Will it let me rename it to Francine's Arcade Spirits? Yes. Francine's Arcade Spirits. Is that right? Francine's Arcade Spirits. In honor of the one who brought us all together. Francine's Arcade Spirits. I like it. We can work with that. Let's hear it for Francine's Arcade Spirits. Our home lives again. How exciting. Bleep, yeah. A toast, then? One by one, everyone raises their glass. I fetch my room temperature drink and raise mine high in return. I know that together we can accomplish anything. For Francine's Arcade Spirits in the future. For Francine's Arcade Spirits. Losing everything, then getting it all back, and then some. It's been a roller coaster of a week for sure, to be sure. But I can't rest now, absolutely not. I need to take charge for this project and my life in general. I have to do for them what Francine did for us. That's okay, I'm ready, I'm willing, and this is our time. You've cleared level 6 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. You're proving to be level-headed, rational, and honest. Great. Also, you've scored 20,500 points. Woohoo! Shops in the volcano-devastated city of Pompeii bear the characteristics of a pizzeria. That's a neat, if a bit depressing, pizza fact just for you. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 7? Well, I was gonna play some of level 7 as well, but I think we're gonna leave things here for now. If you're enjoying the video, if you're enjoying this series, if you enjoy the characters, if you want to talk about Percy's route, what have you, you know, leave a comment, maybe hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!